Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at how we can find the angle between a plane and a line. So let's get started. So we have the angle between line r vector equals a vector plus lambda b vector, and plane this is sine theta is equal to all of this. So before we dive into an example, let's actually see what all these symbols mean. So I'm going to start with this right over here. This is the visual representation of how you represent a line in a 3D space. We're going to have our x, y, and z axis, or in other words, our I hat, j hat, and k hat unit vectors. And I'm already assuming you have a little bit of knowledge about vectors, by the way. So first we have this line, which is shown in yellow right over here. What a vector is essentially a vector is a position vector where this line passes through. So a vector can essentially be something like 3i hat plus j hat plus k hat. Essentially, the line passes through 1, 1, 1. That's all it is saying. B vector just tells you which way the direction is pointing, and that is also going to be in terms of I hat, j hat, and k hat. Next is going to be what is this n and this d. So n is going to be the direction of the normal vector perpendicular to the plane. So this is n, and as you can see, it is normal to the plane. D is going to be the distance between the plane and the origin, so the shortest distance between those two. And this r are not to be confused by each other, but they are two separate quantities. This r essentially just represents the line. This r represents a point on the plane, just to be clear. Now let's start with this example. So find the angle between this line and this plane. So right off the bat, I see that the distance between the plane and the origin is 5. I know that the normal vector of the plane has a direction this right over here. So I know that b in this case is going to be this part right over here. So I'm just going to start substituting the values. And I know that n in this case is going to be that normal vector we talked about, which is this right over here. So I'm going to substitute in the values. And essentially what these symbols mean is to find the magnitude of the vector. So essentially it's just Pythagorean theorem. Now I'm just going to simplify this. And of course, we had our dot product over here. So dot product basically means that 2 times 1 plus negative 1 times 1 plus 1 times 1. So basically just multiplying the respective coefficients and adding them together. And this is going to be our final answer.